So yeah, I'm good to go whenever you are.
All good, brother, all good. Well, we'll get straight into it. Oliver, thank you very much indeed, my dear brother, for coming along to EOTT and chatting with us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, thank you indeed, brother. You and I have, we've known each other for quite a while now, haven't we? And I'm also friends with your parents and your sister. So, Oliver, the black spot, where can people find it at the moment?
People can't find it anywhere at the moment, but it will be released this December on the 13th, which is, I believe, a Sunday, exclusively on Troma Now. And for those that don't know, Troma Now is like the independence version of Netflix sort of thing. It's completely uncensored. It's only $4.99 a month, and then the first month's free, so you don't even have to pay to watch the black spot. But it'll be available there this December.
Nice, a little Christmas release. That'll be good. I've been fortunate to see it already because I was lucky enough to get a little extra part in it. So tell us, before we talk about the black spot then, Ollie, I suppose you should tell us about your film history. How did you get into it and where did it all start for you?
Gosh, well, I started... My parents have a vast collection of films growing up, so I was always watching films. The first film I remember that truly like made an impact on me, I think, was Alien, the original Alien film. I must have been 10 or 11 when I watched that for the first time, and that like
Alien 2 written down here.
That proper stuck with me then. But I never went to uni to do anything. I did a BTEC in college, so I had like A level knowledge of it. But I didn't learn too much in that course. So I just went on jumping from set to set, meeting new people, getting experience, making some of my own short films, learning that way. And then, yeah, I just go from connection to connection, meeting new people. Yeah.
Picking up the best bits from everywhere you go, you know. That's a good little technique to use. I learned that from reading kind of Tim Ferriss, you know.
Yeah.
Look at those who are doing what you want to do, who are doing it the best, and kind of, you know, emulate those and create your own kind of style off the back of it.
Oh, absolutely. Watch as many films as I could. But there's a good community in Swindon for filmmakers, so we all chip in and help each other in various roles in our own short films. So pretty much everyone in the black spot, I've been on their sets and I've worked with them and I've helped them on other projects, and it's all a nice big collaborative mix.
Family affair.
Yeah, it's just good to have nice people, reliable people, friendly people when you're on set that you know you can jump to for help.
Yeah, I can remember pretty much everyone on the set was a right good laugh. It was a real good day. I enjoyed that. So how did you then get into the position to be able to make the first full disclosure short feature, Ollie?
Well, full disclosure, the original short film, I wrote that in college as part of a project, but we never made it in college. So I wrote the script in college, and then I graduated college, and then we've got this short film I wrote in college. Hell, we can make that in a day. Let's just get some of the guys together and make that. So we shot that in a day. Whacked it out on YouTube. First sort of day, it did quite well, but it's based off some real testimonials from a certain guy in the secret space program. I won't say his name because I've got a history with him. But you can. It's quite easy to find out who he is. So I'll say no more. But we shared it with him, and he shared it with his followers, and then it like snowballed overnight. We went from like 200 views to 11,000 views overnight, which was mental. And then he approached us to make a part 2 to show at Contact in the Desert, which is like the largest UFO conference in America. So we had a month to turn around and shoot and make the sequel, Full Disclosure 2. So that went down really well. And then we decided, well, we got a good thing going here. Should we make part 3 and then part 4 and then part 5? So I wrote out like a spec for the web series. Then me and my producer sat down, looked at it, decided the amount of time we have to shoot this and to make it. And the end up runtime of it was like, it's going to be feature length. So we just rejigged it around and made it into a feature film, basically. And that's where the black spot came from. And I hope it's turned out well.
I do believe so. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And is that Doug you're referring to there? Do you want to give Doug a shout out?
Doug Kirby, my producer and good friend.
Yes, Doug's a gentleman. Yeah, I enjoy spending time with Doug. So, talk to us about the limitations, Oliver, with regards to, the budget, because, you basically funded it yourself, right?
Yeah. So, gosh, we started off with a Kickstarter. I think the goal was to raise around like £5,000 or something like that, but we only got about 800 from the Kickstarter. So then I funded the rest of it myself. I think in the end it was only like £2,000 we spent on the whole thing, which is microscopic even for a short film. That's nothing. So everyone chipped in and worked for free on it, and
it's pretty impressive, I must say. Yeah, when you see the end result. Yeah, when you see the end result, it is. We had a little bit of controversy, if I'm not mistaken, Oliver. Am I not mistaken in saying there's a bit of controversy when you were filming in Swindon with regards to the local paper? Did people they weren't quite aware of what was going on and thought there were people running through the cemetery with guns?
Oh, well, you can never satisfy anyone. And we shot a scene in it where there's a shootout in a cemetery in Swindon, and we had the local press there because obviously we had to notify the police because we were having fake firearms out and about, and the press got involved, which was good, some good publicity. But we did get a bit of fallback from online messages saying we shouldn't be shooting in the graveyard. But hey,
at the end of the day, I'm sure they don't mind, huh?
You can't please everyone, and
this is it.
They have absolutely no context at all. So I'm more than happy for them to watch the film and then come back and say the same thing. But
exactly.
So
there was talk of film festivals, I think, was there not, before all this kind of COVID shutdown and what have you? Is there anything still kind of on the back burners with all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, we've submitted it to around like 8 or 9 film festivals. But obviously with COVID, everything's just been pushed back to the end of the year. I do know we haven't got into many. In fact, we haven't got into any at the time I'm recording this. I'm waiting to hear back from two festivals. Hopefully next month we'll hear back. But I really don't care. Festivals is kind of like I'm chucking money away, and then fair enough if I don't get into any of them, but I can't keep just chucking money at festivals in the hope that it'll get there. So I don't really care about awards. I just want to get it out there for people to see and for people to enjoy it.
Fantastic.
That's what it's going to be on Troma now for everyone to see.
That's the right attitude, I think, brother. Fair play to you. Yeah, and I'm sure it will now, especially Christmas time. That's when people have got the time to sit and watch it. And it's that kind of, as it says in the trailer, kind of part sci-fi, part thriller, kind of gritty contemporary. What kind of influences do you think show through mostly from some of your kind of inspirations or some of your kind of favorite guys in the industry?
I mean, I love film noir films, which is why I chose to make this a film noir, because everyone starts off and they make a little drama, or most commonly like a really low budget horror film, because for some reason there's a market for that and you can get that out and make a quick buck on that quite cheap. So everyone's making horror films. I didn't want to do that, and I knew how much money we didn't have to spend on the project. So I thought, what can we do? Okay, black and white first off, because then it's so easy to make a film stylized in black and white. You just turn off all the colors, and keep it in the same vein and feel as film noirs. So like lots of nice mood lighting. It's very cheap to do. There's no fancy, clever gimbal shots or any weird sort of angle shots like that, or bird's eye views or anything like that. It's just cameras panning, locked off on a track, jibbing up and down. There's no, just using what we had basically.
No razzmatazz, brother.
No razzmatazz, no. Nice,
Indeed.
interesting shots.
Indeed.
And,
oh yeah, beautiful
and
shots.
For the budget we have, I dare anyone to find a better looking film with that same budget and with no budget.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, yes. It does show. That's what I said. It's going to be very surprising when people realize when they watch it and they think, geez Louise, to actually be able to do that. And how long did it take altogether from inception to completion?
I would say around about year and a half to allow conception and post. We'd spend quite a bit of time in post, but I think we shot it in about 15 days. But we had loads of pre-production work on that, and loads of on-set chaos as well. Because I originally planned, because everyone was working for free, so I didn't want to take the piss and ask for silly amounts of time off. So we originally planned, we had it all cast, all the crew were all sorted, we had all locations sorted. We'd planned a 9-day filming block for the first chunk, and that would be all the main like dialogue and all the basic filming done, because we also had like 3 or 4 fight scenes we had to do, so we were going to do those last on separate days. So we planned this nice lovely just over a week long filming. 1 week before we were meant to start filming, the lead supporting role, I wouldn't say his name because I don't like to do that, but our main supporting artist just dropped off the face of the earth. He wasn't responding to any of our calls, any of our emails. As far as we knew, he was on holiday, and he just like, oh shit, what do you do?
Right
so we just axed all the scenes that involved him, and we scheduled them for another day. So we carried on as we were. I think a 9-block day got reduced to like 6 days worth of shooting. Did as much we could without him. And then we had to recast him, relook at doing dates and get actors back and all that sort of stuff. So it was certainly challenging considering we had no money, but that's part of the game. That's why we love doing it. There's the challenge. And that's why I love doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing works as it was. So that's part of the beauty of filmmaking.
Exciting times, brother. Exciting times. I was wanting to give a shout out to, like, I had to write them down, Eric the Red, Beast 133, and Sean Penn, because the soundtrack was pretty immense. And we definitely need to give a shout out to the executive producer, my dear friend. Do you want to give a shout out to some of the people who kind of really made it happen for you, and without them probably wouldn't have come to fruition?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, my mate Liam, who did the music for the film, like you said, Eric the Red, Beast 1333, and Sean Pang, they come together and they do a brand new track for the theme song. So we've got all 3 of them on one track, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, Liam, I think he goes by the name of Deaf Beats now, did the whole soundtrack for nothing, and he like pulled it out the park, man. The beautiful like lo-fi British hip hop soundtrack. It was just fantastic to work with. Yep, who else should we give a shout out to? My mum, who's co-producer, and Doug Kirby as well. Both nailed it, and they were really, really helpful. We couldn't have done it without them. All the cast and crew. There's too many to list off now. We'd be here for ages, but yeah,
Indeed,
It was just
I'll put the old links at the end for the old
absolutely.
IMDb and everything else. Yeah, because she said it was quite an extensive cast and crew, all said and done.
Yeah, I think the most we had on set on one day was like cool, all in all working for nothing, which is
You cut off then.
Yeah.
How many did you say?
we probably had about 20 people
Yeah.
on one day as the max we had on the day, cast and crew, which was pretty brilliant for having no money.
Busy times, brother. So go on then. If before we go on to any other subjects, do you want to kind of give the listeners a synopsis of the film? And I will obviously link a trailer. I will obviously put a link to the trailer as well in the description box.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
it's one of those. It's difficult, isn't it?
It's one of those. I don't want to give away anything. So it focuses on two tradesmen in the IOTF, which the logo is behind Jimmy there. So that's the International Off-World Trade Federation. It's based on true secret space programs, but we've created our own for legal reasons. So it's these two tradesmen's jobs to oversee trade deals with different ETs, but one day they stumble upon some files that are not meant to see. Then they enlist some help of a soldier, and they end up on the run from a mysterious assassin, played by the excellent Eden McDougall, who is absolute pleasure working with him. And then they're joined by the lovely Ellie Jeffries, which is her first time in a feature film, and actually her first time in a film. And they all go on the run together, so it's like a big sort of cat and mouse sort of chase film. I think that'll.
Yeah, no, that's enough. You don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
What I can segue into nicely, Ollie, is what was your inspiration for if you want to talk us through the different locations you used where was it that I was with you for the finale scene? Where did we go then that day? Forgive me, I forget the name.
That was Bishop Canning's.
Bishop Canning's, yeah. That was a lovely location. So how many locations did you have altogether, and what were the kind of inspirations and logistics behind each one?
Well, we shot it all in Wiltshire, which is like the UFO hotspot in Great Britain and like one of the biggest UFO highways in the world. So it's nice to use proper Wiltshire locations. So it's mostly all filmed in Swindon. We have now got some nice crop circle and White Horse footage in there, which I don't think is in the cut you've seen, which is in the final cut, which is really nice. Locations all in all, God, I'd say around 10 key locations in Bassett, Swindon, across Wiltshire, dotted around across Wiltshire, and some farms and some fields. Yeah.
And that was again kind of community spirit, people coming together, allowing you to use the properties, the Turkish baths scene, and I'll say no more on the scene. That was kind of quite a nice location to be able to use. Yeah, were those guys quite kind of open to letting you use the building?
Milton Road Bathhouse were excellent. Yeah, they just let us crack on, as did most places. Most places let us get in there for free or not much, and yeah, it's just really good to see everyone embracing independent cinema before lockdown happened, of course, and now we can't make a thing.
Well, unless you're making TikTok videos, it seems. That's the only major content out there at the moment. But,
well, I have got. I'm doing my next short film, hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to be shooting that next month in Swindon. That's like a short comedy sort of film.
Nice.
Not film noir, not anything like that. It's going to be quite different to anything I've done before. But we've got Paul Cooper from This Country, who played Martin Mecklow, to be the star in that, which is going to be quite exciting.
Fantastic! You've kept that into your hat.
Yeah, well, I can say it now.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be filming that next month. We're all scheduled to, unless lockdown happens again. Yeah.
Well, we'll keep everything crossed it does, and that sounds awesome. Yeah, I like the fact that you're taking a little bit of a different tact and spreading your wings and trying something different. So yeah,
absolutely.
So what's the kind of timelines on that if it comes to fruition, or when it comes to fruition, we should say?
Well, we're filming it next month, and I hope to get a good rough cut of it done by the end of that month. So hopefully, New Year, if the world goes back to normal, we should have a screening for it in the new year, I hope. No details on that yet. I'd like to do that in Simon's Sister.
Cool.
But yeah.
Well, you're spoiling us with content, aren't you? Spoiling us.
Yeah. Trying to keep busy.
That's really good. I'm really really proud of you, but I must say you must be one of the, if not the youngest film directors. You're one of the, I don't like to quote just in case. Certainly in the Southwest.
As far as I know, think like directors that have made feature films. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably one of the youngest, as far as I can tell. But I don't know everyone, so they could be more. But yeah.
Yes, that's something to be recognised, brother. Fair play to you. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.